Okay, so I've created a new Discord server. I'm remembering to engage with it daily. I'm still gathering stories for the new Real Reddit horror. What do I need to do next? Oh, right. Look at the channel analytics. Okay, so I have 1,080 subscribers, 10 more than I did 2 weeks ago. Wait, you've got to be kidding me. It's already been a week since the last video. It feels like I just uploaded that 2 days ago. Oh my god, I'm not ready to put out the next Real Reddit horror. But I need to upload something. Okay, calm down. Let's just look in the video idea list. Let's see. Breaking into an abandoned school. Are there any even left in my area? No, I don't think so. Summoning a demon in my room. They would try to fucking rape me. Calling catnap at 3 a.m. I'm not Jester, bro. Okay, making ChatGPT write horror stories about influencers. Fuck it, I'm going with that one. Okay, crack souls of the internet, I've made ChatGPT write 3 horror stories about 3 different influencers. I know my uploads have basically been once a month so far. That's mainly due to my crippling anxiety about having a good recording, but right now I just need something. Anything that's going to help me upload weekly. So, if this goes well, which I really want it to, I'll make this a series that I can actually do more often. Also, if you're feeling lonely and you really just need a hug or something, I have a new Discord server where you can maybe get that. I think some of these people might hug you. I don't know, but the link is there in the description. Please join. I really need more members, and you would really be helping me out. So, if you can do that, thank you. The Andrew Tate story. In a shadowy corner of the internet, Andrew Tate found himself obsessed with the idea of eternal domination. Oh, of course he did, man. Oh, this is gonna be cringe. His usual self-promotion and braggadocio? Wait, shouldn't that say braggadocious? Oh, I guess it used it in the right way. His self-promotion and braggadocio were replaced by an unhealthy fixation on an ancient, forgotten relic, a cursed amulet said to grant its bearer inaccessible power. Despite warnings from those around him, Tate's greed drove him to procure the amulet. As soon as he clasped it around his neck. Wait a minute. Clasped? As soon as he clasped it? Hold on, I have to Google. Is clasped a word? Oh my god, it's a word. It's a word. It is a real word, bro. Bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is too funny. As soon as he clasped it around his neck, an eerie chill enveloped him. His reflection in the mirror seemed off, the eyes in the glass showing an unearthly glint. The changes were subtle at first, a nagging sense of being watched, shadows flickering at the edges of his vision. Soon he began to hear whispers in the dead of the night, voices that seemed to emanate from within the amulet itself. They spoke of power and glory, but with a sinister undertone, hinting at a price that was yet to be paid. Why is it that I can totally see this happening to him in the real world, though, man? Oh my god. One evening, while boasting on social media, of course, the whispers turned into screams, the lights flickered, and a heavy, oppressive darkness filled the room. Tate's reflection in the mirror grew more distorted, his eyes turning into hollow voids. He tried to rip the amulet from his neck, but it clung to him like a malignant growth. its cold surface shearing his skin. Desperate, Tate fled to his lavish estate, but the darkness followed. Shadows seemed to pulse with a life of their own, creeping across walls and ceilings. The screams grew louder, a cacophony of tortured souls trapped within the amulet's curse. Tate's own voice became part of the torment, echoing through the halls, pleading for release. In the dead of the night, the amulet's power consumed him entirely. His body twisted and distorted into a grotesque, shadowy figure, bound to the cursed object. The estate was left in eerie silence, but those who dared to approach reported strange phenomena, chilling winds, whispers of a man's anguish, and the occasional flicker of a shadow that resembled Tate's tormented visage. Years later, the amulet was found abandoned, its dark allure still palpable. Whispers continued about the man who sought eternal power and paid the ultimate price, trapped forever in the darkness of his own making. Well, what I can say for sure is that he totally deserves for this to happen to him. No cap. The next story I made ChatGPT write about is I Show Speed. The title is Speed of Shadows. Darren, better known online as I Show Speed, damn, I did not expect ChatGPT to use his real name like that, was riding high on his wave of internet fame. His chaotic energy and unpredictable content had earned him millions of followers, and he thrived on pushing boundaries. But there was one live stream that his fans would never forget. Bro, there's already so many clips from his streams that I will never forget. Like the one where he's like, "If we're the last two people on Earth, who's gonna stop me from reproducing with you? Who gonna stop me? We the last two people on Earth. No one's gonna stop me." It all started with a dare. Jesus Christ, most dares are fucking retarded. A few of his viewers had been sending him messages about an obscure game buried deep within the dark web, a game that was said to challenge even the most fearless players. The game had no name, just a link that appeared in his chat, seemingly from nowhere. Yeah, seemingly from nowhere. Totally not this guy right here, man. Against his better judgment, Darren clicked the link. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Just click it. His screen flickered and then went black for a moment before the game launched. The title screen was simple. White text on a pitch black background that read, Speed of Shadows. The music was nothing more than a low hum, almost like a whispering chant. Yo, chat, y'all see this? Darren laughed, but there was a nervous edge in his voice. The chat was spamming messages, urging him to play. He pressed start. The game opened to a first-person perspective in a dark, decrepit house. The only light came from a flickering candle on a table. As he moved through the house, strange things began to happen. Doors creaked open by themselves. Footsteps echoed down empty hallways, and every so often, Darren would catch glimpses of something just out of sight, darting from shadow to shadow. The deeper he went into the game, the more disturbing it became. Whispers began to emanate from his headphones, growing louder with each step. The in-game character's heartbeat synced with his own, pounded louder and faster. Pounded louder and faster? That sounds so wrong. He tried to quit the game, but the option was gone, replaced by a single word: continue. His viewers noticed his increasing discomfort and began to troll him, but Darren's bravado faded as the atmosphere grew heavier. Then, in one of the rooms, he saw it, a shadowy figure, featureless, except for two glowing red eyes. The figure didn't move, it just stared at him from the corner of the screen. He tried to approach it, but as he did, his camera feed began to glitch, his image distorting into static. The shadow seemed to come closer, despite him not moving. Yo, chat, this is wild. Darren's voice cracked, and he laughed nervously, trying to keep up his persona. But when he blinked, the figure was suddenly much closer, standing directly in front of him. His screen went black. When the stream returned, it was different. The game was gone, replaced by his webcam feed, but something was off. Darren was still sitting in his chair, but his face was expressionless. His eyes locked onto the camera, unblinking. The chat exploded with concern, thinking it was another one of his pranks. But then he started to speak in a low, monotone voice, nothing like his usual high-energy self. "The shadows are here." The lights in his room began to flicker, and the shadowy figure from the game appeared behind him. Only this time, it was no longer confined to the screen. It loomed over Darren, growing larger as it absorbed the light around it. The figure's red eyes bore into the camera, and Darren's movements became slow and unnatural, like he was being controlled. Viewers watched in horror as Darren's face twisted in agony, his body jerking violently as if trying to break free from invisible chains. Like he's a dog on a leash. The chat filled with pleas for him to stop, but it was too late. The screen glitched again, and when it returned, Darren was gone, the chair empty, the room silent. The stream cut off abruptly, and his channel went offline. No one heard from Darren again. The police investigated, but there was no trace of him. The game, the shadow, and Darren all vanished without a trace. Weeks later, a few of his subscribers received a private message from his account. It was a single, cryptic sentence. "Beware the speed of shadows." Well, that was, enlightening. That's not really the right word to use in this context. The final story I made ChatGPT write is about Nick A30, the perfect stream. Nick A30 was known for his upbeat personality and positive streams. His community loved him for the friendly atmosphere he cultivated. There was no swearing, no toxicity, just good vibes and great gameplay. But beneath the surface of his perfect image, something darker was about to emerge. Basically what Mr. Beast is going through right now. It started innocuously enough. During one of his regular Fortnite streams, Nick noticed something strange. Every time he would build, his structure seemed to glitch slightly. Just a flicker, like the game was struggling to keep up. At first, he brushed it off as a minor bug, something that would be fixed in the next update. But the glitches grew worse. His character would move erratically, sometimes pulling to the left when he was sure he had pressed right. Then, during one match, he noticed something chilling. A shadowy figure, standing just outside the storm, watching him. A shadowy figure again? Come on, man. He zoomed in with his scope, but the figure was gone before he could get a clear look. His chat began to notice too, flooding with messages like, "Yo, did you see that?" And "What was that thing?" Nick laughed it off, trying to keep the mood light, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The glitches continued, growing more frequent and severe, until one day, his game crashed entirely. Just like my pre-built PC 2 weeks after I got it. When Nick rebooted his stream, everything seemed normal again. He relaunched Fortnite and started another stream, but something felt off. The game loaded slower than usual, and the music seemed distorted, almost like a slowed-down, eerie version of a familiar tune. As he dropped into the map, he realized something was terribly wrong. The entire island was shrouded in a thick fog, reducing visibility to almost nothing. The bright, colorful landscape was gone, replaced by a desolate gray wasteland. The familiar landmarks were there, but twisted and decayed, like they had been abandoned for years. Is this a new update, chat?" Nick asked, his voice tinged with nervousness, but his chat was silent, the usual flood of messages reduced to a slow trickle. Ignoring his unease, Nick pressed on, but the deeper he went into the map, the more unsettling it became. The structures he built no longer flickered, they bled, the wooden planks oozing a dark, viscous liquid. He tried to edit them, but the options were distorted, showing symbols and ruins instead of the usual interface. Now this is getting interesting. Then he saw it again, the shadowy figure, standing at the edge of his screen. This time, it was closer, much closer. It didn't move, but Nick could feel its gaze, cold and piercing, as if it was studying him. He aimed his weapon, but before he could shoot, his screen froze. The game didn't crash. It simply locked him in place. The shadow growing larger, filling the screen with darkness, just like my soul. The game's audio became a cacophony of distorted whispers, the voices unintelligible, but filled with malice. Here we go again with the whispers, like, bro, it's copying the Andrew Tate story now. Chat, what's happening? Nick's voice cracked, his usual cheerfulness replaced with genuine fear, but the chat had stopped entirely. All he saw was one repeated message, over and over.
Get out!
But it was too late. The shadow engulfed his character, and for a split second, the screen went black. When the image returned, Nick was no longer controlling his avatar. It was controlling him. Like a voodoo doll, his character moved on its own, building rapidly. But the structures were wrong, twisted and impossible. The shadow figure appeared again, this time standing right behind Nick's avatar. It reached out, and the screen glitched, the image distorting into a horrific, nightmarish visage that resembled Nick's own face, twisted into a mask of agony. Then, the stream cut off. Nick's channel went offline, and his social media accounts were deleted within minutes. His fans were left in the dark, wondering what had happened. Some believed it was a publicity stunt, but those who had watched the stream knew the truth. Something had taken Nick, something from within the game. A few days later, a new stream appeared on Nick's channel. It was a black screen, with only a single message in white text. Join us. Then, the stream ended, and his channel was permanently deleted. No one ever heard from Nick A30 again. I want to know who the group that said join us are. That ending was disappointing, bro. Well, I honestly don't know if this video was a mistake or not. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do this again. I really just need to put another video out there before August ends, and I accomplished that. At the expense of me getting sleep. I am so tired right now. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I've been Craxo Spinner, and until the next story, I'm just in my room. Well, now there is only 3 ideas left on my video idea list. And one of them will result in me being fucking raped. I really hope no one asks for me to summon a demon in my room, bro. I'm not going to do the calling catnap at 3 a.m. because I'm not fucking Jester. But, please don't ask for me to summon a demon in my room. I beg. Don't.